Good morning, everyone. Sorry about the little noise there. Trying to get my mic up so that y'all can hear me. Welcome. I am Darkpool Algo, and today is, guess what? We missed Wu-Tang Wednesday. Yeah, today is February 3rd, 2022, and it's a Thursday. And you know what I thought? Today was Wednesday. Yeah, that's right. Groundhog Day got me jacked yesterday, right? Trying to get Wu-Tang Wednesday in on Groundhog Day. Just missed them both. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I am, like I said, Darkpool Algo. This is the morning live stream. We are going to find stocks and options. They're going to make a greater than expected move today, and the market is going to go crazy. Yes, big moves yesterday to the downside. At the end of the day, big moves, like 40-point moves. It was massive. So we're going to keep an eye out on that. We're going to spend a little bit more time today on futures than we did yesterday. I just want to make sure that everybody's kind of getting their heads wrapped around the possibility for buying the dip or selling the rip. Remember, we talked about what happens when we hit the 21 EMA on the daily? Well, markets are being manipulated. So, good morning on that. And there's definitely a bunch of earnings that I want to go over. We will get into those as well. There's a ton. I can't go into each one, but I will go into the main names. If you have any earnings requests, I can see if I have news for them. Okay. And hold on. All right, we'll get right into it. Cuervo. I love that name. Except we're not going to get into it. Let's see. American Superconductor, Cognizant Therapy, CTSH. We played these guys before, right? With the earnings, EPS at 110 versus 104. They beat on their earnings per share revenue about a 100 million more than they expected. Sees Q1 revenue at 4.84 versus 4.82 billion. Forward-year adjusted EPS at 446 to 460 versus 454. Revenue at 20 billion versus 20 to 20.5 billion versus 2.414, and increased its quarterly dividend to 27 cents a share from 24. Well, those sound like good earnings, right? Well, they were, except for this market drop. Is people taking profit? This is profit taking, the epitome of a dead cat bounce. Profit taking, big old bounce up on earnings. They digested it, right? People loaded shares here is what basically what happened, and unloaded them here. Quick trade after market. This move is probably going to be moving back up to the upside. We've got some pretty decent things going on here. We have to gauge this move also based on what the overall market's going to do, and the market will go crazy today. Okay. Let's see what else. Spotify. Remember Spotify? We didn't trade. It didn't make the weekend watch list this week, and because of the earnings that it had yesterday, big move up, pull back. What's going on with it, right? Is it falling off a cliff? Their earnings, their shares are down 17%. Fourth quarter end had 3.6 million podcasts on the platform, up from 3.2. Ended fourth quarter quarterly premium subscriptions up 16%, up 18% on the quarterly miles, and revenues up 24%. So that guides first quarter with a loss. Sees 418 million total mouse monthly active users, and 183 million premium subs for Q1. Right. So yay, good earnings. Whoa, what happened? All right, 173 to 172. This was that big move that I wanted to catch, right? But I'm not playing it as going into earnings. Not this close. We could play this downside move, but not the 2 days before, right? Yeah, there was massive divergence. All that stuff's played out. Yeah, where do we go from here? This was the move, right? Oh, they had earnings during the day. Okay, that's right. All right. So That's way too volatile for me. I'd rather play something a little easier, like Qualcomm, for example. They had earnings as well. And talk about flat. Jeez. Something's not right here. Hold on. Something's not right here. Yeah, that's better. Nice run up into earnings. Big pop, super drop. Just like, imagine the iron fly. We could have played that 180, 190, 180, 170 iron fly. We'd be right in the money today. 4-hour bottom, 4-hour top. Big old giant John WikiWik. Their earnings, EPS at 323 versus 301, so an additional 23 cents per share on earnings. They beat on that. Revenue at 10.71 versus 10.42. Adjusted EPS at 2.8 to 3 versus 2.49. I mean, these are good. Quarterly guidance calls at 8.7 to 9.3 billion in revenue from the chip business, 1.45 and 1.64 from the business lending. Well, pretty decent earnings. So they're in the 4-hour cloud. All right, let me just get this right chart here. There we go. Just solid run up, right? There's no reason why they shouldn't continue to run up. Slingshot squeeze, decent earnings, ready and fire going off. Possible chop, 4-hour top, monthly cloud top. Like they're trying to go trifecta. If they can get out of the weekly up to the daily, so 187, 190, right? And then 192, 194, above 194, then they get trifecta and they start launching. Okay. Sorry, I have something in my eye. Morning, Terry. Facebook. Facebook shares are down 20%. Imagine. Oh my god. Yeah, I've got Facebook at 320. Oh wait, no, I have Facebook at 240. 20% drop. This could not have happened during the day, right? There's circuit breakers in place that would have stopped it at about here. After hours, there's nothing. This could have went to zero, and there's nothing anybody could have done about it. See these these giant wicks right here? You know what that is? Those are stop takers. So may get a little bit of a dead cat bounce, rebound on Facebook off of the monthly bottom. Slingshot, double red. Two things are going to happen. One, we dead cat bounce to the 21 at 270. I'll just call it 271. Okay. On our way back up to the 4-hour bottom at 281.52. Number two, see those wicks right there? Lead me to believe that's going to be the move. They've taken out all these stops that people that are shorting it have put in place, right? So if you started shorting this right here, you're like, oh, it's going down. I'm going to short it. I'm going to put my stop right there, right? Well, you're like, yay, I got profit. I got profit. Oh, I've got to stop. I'm moving my stop up, moving my stop down. All these stops got taken out. Okay, so there's no stops to the upside. Shorts are in trouble. Okay, we are at the monthly bottom cloud. It's kind of like the last line of hope, right? Last line of defense at that 248. So maybe we flirt with 243, but below 243, 230 is going to come pretty quick. Dead cat bounce lets us know that we've got room back up to 260, right? Look at your exponential moving averages. The 21's at 270, so maybe there's that move back up, right? Moving on up. Oh, it won't repaint for me. Intraday looks pretty decent, right? Looking at this from the 4-hour, yeah. So they're trying to move this back up. It's still very red though. Okay. Nokia. I haven't heard from Nokia in a while. They reinstated their quarterly dividend, launched a share buyback program, and introduced new long-term goals. Q4 fell 2% in the euro, 6.41 billion for the same period in 2020. Missed expectations. Oh, what are we going to do? We're a $5 to $6 stock, and we have a I don't know what their quarterly dividend is, but very rarely do you see. This is a penny stock. Do you see penny stocks with quarterly dividends? Well, it's pretty decent, right? T-Mobile coming out with some earnings as well. EPS at 34 cents versus 15. Boom, rip faces. Oh, Added 1.8 million postpaid customers to bring forward year 21 total of 5.5, with that exceeded guidance, right? T-Mobile's been kind of a fun one to play. What do we do with it? We wait for the back test of the 50 or the 4-hour top, and then we play the move from the 4-hour top, weekly mid, weekly top, 200 SMA. Right, look for a pullback and then a rip, or right, there's a 50%. There's a 114 would be, it's a little low, 113. I think we do daily top, weekly mid, weekly top, 200 SMA. Peg stock, post earnings gapper, right? T-Mobile's gonna fly today, okay? XL Fleet, you guys remember these? XL Fleet announced that its CFO has resigned to pursue other career opportunities. There's no disagreements, just he's like, I'm out of here. This guy, right? Yeah, little penny stock, big drop on a penny stock. What are some of the ones we play? Cortova, CTVA. Oh, 8x8, EGHT. We play this one quite a bit. Yeah, Facebook got clapped. 8x8, EPS at 2 cents versus 1, revenues at 1.5 or 156 million versus 154. Q3 total ARR, I raised it 16% with 907 enterprise customers with an ARR greater than 100,000 compared to 734 customers year over year. Pretty decent move. 17 is a target on them. Honeywell coming out with earnings as well. Lots of earnings. I don't want to spend the entire time on earnings, but Honeywell got clapped as well. EPS at 209 versus 208, so they beat on their earnings per share. On revenues, 8.7 billion versus 8.7 billion. Ford guides 422 revenues at 34.6 billion versus 36, so a little bit lower. They just got clapped, yo. They rejected the 50 4-hour top, 4-hour bottom. Watch for this 50-200 crossover. Possible bounce play. Very possible bounce play. So I would look this area, this $200 level of support for the cycle back up, right? Daily bottom. Let's go 4-hour bottom, 4-hour mid, 4-hour top, weekly bottom, weekly mid, weekly top, daily bottom, daily mid, daily top. So I'd like the 4-hour bottom to 4-hour top move first. So 200 to 210. Okay. Merrick. Ooh, Merrick. All right. Merrick, EPS at 180 versus 153, revenues 13.5 versus 13.6 billion, 22 adjusted EPS at $7.27 versus $7.29. Sees forward-looking 22 revenue at 56.1 versus 56.64 billion, right? Merrick's just kind of steadily climbing. United Healthcare, Anthem, and Humana shares bounced after hours yesterday after CMS Medicare rates came back much better than expected. Watch for strength in major healthcare providers. Whereas Wells Fargo notes for Medicare Advantage, 2023 advanced notice significantly better than expected. They proposed 4.5% versus expectations of 1.25. So yes, Johnson Johnson. All right, a little bit of a rip yesterday. Humana ripping. Right, look at that bull flag breakout. Ooh, it's gonna be gorgeous. Held to 200 though. Right, give it a day or so. So we do weekly mid, weekly top on this. So 430, 470 on the break of 435. Let's just call it, yeah, 432. Yeah, so take out the previous high, close above the 200. Maybe a weekly mid, weekly top bounce. Humana's gonna rip. Wow, yeah, let's look at that sucker, shall we? Anthem, ANTM, right? Same kind of deal. We're going to go 4-hour top, weekly top, daily top. So 452, 464. And United Healthcare. probably the easiest one to gauge, right? Respects key levels pretty well. This one's a little bit sketchier. We would do, since it's already been on a run up, we would need, maybe this is the pullback, to weekly or daily top, weekly top goes para boomer on the break of 500, right? So United Healthcare could be a fun one. Let's watch that one. Where's Laz? That dude. I hope he's feeling all right. Riot blockchain. Whew, I'm glad I got out of this yesterday. Yeah. Remember I bought those last Friday on my commons. Let's see. I bought them at low. I sold out at here 15. I got a little greedy, but I still made 300 bucks on it. Riot in Texas will shut down. It's mine for cold blast if asked, right? In financials, what we got here? MetLife. All right, so it looks like financials are getting clapped as well. All right, in energy, oil production vessels exploded off the coast of Nigeria early on Wednesday with 10 crew members on board. But it was not yet clear if they were casualties or how much crude might have spilled into the sea. Dang, the Trinity Spirit can process up to 22,000 barrels of oil a day and can store up to 2 million barrels at a time. Crude should be getting clapped on that. So ExxonMobil, we have to figure out who the parent company of the Trinity Spirit is. That's just such a massive ripper right there. And you know who called it? Whoa. Well, hello, Fire TV. Laz called it. Laz was like, let's look at energy, let's look at the oil, let's look at crude. Way back when. Oof, big moves. So Chevron or CSX, if it can get on a 4-hour top above 35, hit 36, 37, 38, uptrending, 5200 crossover, 13, 21, 34 crossover, gonna attack the 50-day at 36. Okay. What else we got here? Allegiant Travel. Let's see how they did, because I fly these guys all the time, and I can literally fly from here to Utah for $80, like $60, right? For real. Fly from here to Vegas for 29. What's going on with my thing, dude? Hold on. Huh, weird. Stuff's just resetting itself randomly around here. My bad. All right. So Allegiant Air. Oh, and yeah, super cheap flights from here to Vegas for like 30 bucks, 40 bucks. EPS at 118 versus 117. Revenue at 496 versus 482. Finish the year with an adjusted profit. Yeah, way to go on an airline profit. Says forward bookings are strong for upcoming peak leisure travel periods. With spring break bookings particularly strong, the booking curve has normalized to its pre-COVID state over the last few months and are beginning to see positive demand trends into early summer 2021. January 2020 was its best ever month for new cardholder acquisitions and sees Q1 revenue at 5 to 9% versus Q1 of 2019, right? So if they're saying they're starting to bounce back, let's look at sympathy plays in American Airlines, right? Carnival Cruise Lines, RCHL, or RCLH, CHL, RCL is Royal Caribbean, right? And then Norwegian is NHLC, NLHC, Norwegian Cruise, NCLH. Look at those filled Wu-Tang reversals all over the place. Costco. The boy Laz was looking at Costco. Man, that was a beautiful move last 2 days, last 3 days. 480 to 523. $50 move. Hopefully he caught some of it. Ex-dividend days today. Wait. They didn't have earnings though. So Costco reported net sales at $15.76 billion for retail month of January, an increase of 15.5% from $13.64 billion last year. So today's ex-dividend day, so there's going to be a pullback, right? Play the pullback, buy the dip. Look for 510 to hold. Okay. Look for this bounce, complete the cup and handle. Oh, Costco's looking solid. Costco's looking solid. What am I doing here? Why am I? Does he? I mean, if you really want to do that, hold on. All right, we don't need all of this stuff here. All right, we do have some more earnings after the close. Let's see, WWE, Pinterest should be interesting. Unity Software. MCHP, Leslie Pools, that's a good one. EXPO, CLX, Billy, ATVI, Amazon mainly, GoPro, Amazon with the new Snapchat. So we have Snap earnings, SWKS, right? Skyworks, we used to play them all the time. But mainly, let's look at Amazon for the win, Alex. So Amazon pulled back to its 5,200. Nice little cup and handle forming. Does it do the daily bounce to the daily mid, daily top, or does it do the daily rejection to the 4-hour bottom? Amazon is smack dab in the middle of two very good areas. Might want to have to wait to see what happens with it. We'll check out Amazon when we look at our FlowTrade plays. Penn has earnings before the bell, right? Penn's got earnings. Other companies that have earnings, BIIB, we play them all the time. ConocoPhillips, COP, Honeywell, HON, Lilly. But yeah, let's look at Penn and DraftKings. Whew, DraftKings fell below its 5,200. DraftKings is going down to 20. Possibly 19, possibly 18. Wow, this used to be a $50 stock. It's crazy. All right, we do have, excuse me, we've got some events that are going to rock the market today. Mainly jobless claims at 8:30, continuation claims at 8:30 as well. Labor cost at 8:30, market composite PMI at 9:45. Today is a market moving day. Okay. Looks like there's a unemployment claims, non-farm payroll. Maybe tomorrow's the big one. Is tomorrow the big one? Nope. Today is the day. So if we were to have a market moving event, I want to say unemployment claims and non-farm payroll could be the ones. This will be interesting to see here on their natty gas short storage. And I don't know what ISM services is. ISM non-manufacturing index at 10 Eastern. So this is my time locally. I'm in Mountain Standard Time, so this would be 8:30, right? I don't know why it updated what the hell's going on, but yeah. So be aware of that. And let's get into the overview, and then let's just go, shall we? All right, a much different picture for futures overnight with broad declines across the board to the recent 4-day winning streak seen with major averages. The tech-heavy Nasdaq feeling the brunt of the selling pressure, down over 2% amid a decimation of the social media sector following weak earnings and revenue growth from Facebook, crushing shares of Twitter, Pinterest, Snapchat, and other internet names. The move in tech comes ahead of another market behemoth in the form of Amazon earnings tonight after the close. S&P 500 closed just shy of its high for a fourth day, up 0.94% to 45.87, topping its 100-day moving resistance earlier in the day, which was 45.70. 50-day moving average next at 46.26, and it's been straight ride for the last 4 days after bouncing off its 200-day moving average on Monday. In Asian markets, the Nikkei index declined over 1%. Sorry, babe. The Shanghai index remains closed for its week-long lunar, and Hang Seng also is closed. Europe, the DAX is down 0.4%. FTSE is a little changed. And in addition to continuing earning barrage today, Merrick, Lilly, CI, Honeywell, RDA, and Nokia. The European Central Bank policy meeting is later today, with expectations to remain on hold for interest rates, but likely warns of inflationary pressures. Yes, let's check out the futures and let's see what happened. What happened, Futes? I'll tell you what happened. We hit some key levels. Let me show you what I mean. Yeah, I'm thinking bearish today. All right, well, what happened? Well, we got our rip, and we're starting to get our dip. Now, this is the 50. Excuse me. This is 21. We rallied up. I'm pretty sure that this is the 382. Like I said, my numbers might be, my fib level might be off if I just move it to where it should be, right? I think that's a little bit more in line with what we're trying to do, right? That would be the bottom, that would be the top, right? Maybe just adjust it a little bit, right? Maybe just like that seems pretty decent. I think that seems to line up with a lot of things across the board. Like, do we go off that wick, or do we just be sticklers? I mean, I'd be willing to go here with it. But if we were smart, we would go down to here with it. There we go. Now we got it. Muy better. Much better. What do? We rallied up to the 382. Now, this is a decision point. Do we get a slight pullback and then move back up through the 382 to confirm a trend reversal? Or do we reverse here and fall? Okay, there's some numbers I've got written for us here, and we've got to get those marked up on our charts, okay? So let me move this sucker over here. All right, these are these our plays? Which way do we do? What do we do? Where do we go from here? Okay, so key levels. We closed at 45, excuse me, 4577 yesterday, right? I'm going to bring this down to the 30 minutes so I can get these levels marked up and we can all see what's going on. Like I said, we're trading in this zone here, but 4577 close, right? Close enough. So we're looking at a net. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. Uno second, por favor. Un momento, por favor. All right, so we're looking at some limit down numbers now. The stock market can fall 6.9%. Nothing will happen. Hold on, I hear my dog. Okay. The stock market can fall 6.9%, which is pretty significant move. You would feel that, right? And they wouldn't, and no circuit breakers would happen or anything like that. Okay. As soon as you hit 7%, right, there's a circuit breaker in place. When we were going through all the volatility a couple of years ago with the beer bug and what was going on there, they changed the circuit breakers from 7 to 6, right? They even had it down to 5% because of the volatility. So we're looking at a net limit down, right? Possibility. Okay, so on the ES, which is what we're looking at here, the 7% limit down would put us at 42.55. Okay, 42.55 would be down here. And it's 42.55.75, but I'd have to zoom in. So there's one. Let me change these colors to something that's going to get our attention. Red. Okay, so there's one level. Okay, that's a 7% drop. Sorry, I've got them. 39.88 is a 13% drop. $39.88 is a 13% drop. And then finally, 36.59 is a 20% drop. 36.59 is a 20% drop. 36.59. It's pretty close. Okay. So if we were to limit down, right, 20%, we'd be down here, right? It's pretty scary. We're trading. I love how we just kissed right that one deviation off of the standard, right? Now we're back up at a half deviation. So this is a very good potential reversal point. So limiting down would be down here. This is number one. So we would rip through the 50%, the 618, right? Breaking the 200, this is a potential stopping point. Okay, so this is definitely going to be down day to day in my opinion, right? Simply we need either a pullback to support to set up a 1 2 3 reversal, right? Or we just need some breathing, right? We need to come back and back test that this is truly the 50, so 45.06. We close at 45. 42.55 is the first limit down. What did I draw this here for? Anybody have any clues why that's there? I'm gonna get rid of it. Gonna get rid of that one. Okay, so we rallied up. We hit this. If we fell to 21 on the daily, we're going to 50% retrace, possibly back down to the 200 SMA. That's a healthy move. This downtrend would set up a, just imagine this move here. We're up and we pull back to 50% retrace. Well, we're up, and if we pull back to a 50% retrace of this move here, puts us at, right, the 200 SMA. So I've got this as a target, 44.38 target today. That is on the break of 45.06. Okay. So we, from the high to the low, we 382 retraced. We're going to back test the 50%. If that level breaks, we come back and we test the 618 of this move, which is also the 382 from this move. Hopefully it's starting to make sense. These fib levels are magic and they're going to line up. They're going to stack up. So we really just need to worry about below 4506, which we haven't hit yet. Puts us down to the 200 SMA again. If that's a downside move, then it's healthy. If we break below that, then we need to look at things a little bit more close to figure out like, are we downtrending now, right? Or are we gonna chop? Okay, that is the ES. I spent a little bit more time on it than I wanted, but just so y'all know what's going on. Okay, NQ. What's going on with the NQ? The old tech sector. What's happened? Well, we've 382 retraced, right, from this high to this low. If I were to take that level from that high to this low, right, it's a 50% retrace rejection back down through the 382, and can very easily right, we back tested it. We broke through the 382. Do we back test the 618 or do we back test the 50% retracement, forming that pullback, right, for the Wu-Tang, for the Dow 123 reversal? See this one in here, right? We fell, we came up, we back tested, and then we ripped. We fell, we came up, we're back testing now for the next rip. However, this is the 200-day SMA that we overtook and broke, right? Let's confirm. I've got my numbers correct this time, right? Making it super big so we know what it is, right? We barely got above it, we pull back. So I'm looking downside target for the NQ at 14,667 or possibly 14,480, which would be back the downside of this trading zone that we have right here. And that zone is not correct. Who drew this? Who drew this? Was it me? Or just make it exaggerated. So we're going to do the downward zone, okay? On any rips, right, that's when we start to get into our shorts. I would definitely 15,027. I have not got into Facebook yet. I would look for that 200 SMA as a resistance point. Even if we get a quick pop or rally, then just make sure that that's your key level. Breaking it down to the 4-hour, more of the same. We have 2150 crossover. We're still below the 200 on the 4-hour. All right, perfect 382 retracement, which is also our level for this pullback. So we pull back to the 382. From the longer term move, I need to change my colors up on these. Let's see. Hold on, I gotta find the best way to do this. Give me 1 second. Confuse people. I think it's best if I do this. Is that more in line? Or what's the other one? They should line right up. Okay, they do. All right, so I can change my levels here. Oh, I don't have numbers on. Oh, hold on 1 second. Let me get this set right. Extend lines to the right. Visibility levels on the right. So I put a background. 50% one. Trend line. Black. I think that's better. right? All right, y'all can see that good. Okay, so we fell off a cliff. We retraced this move 50%. Okay. From that 50% retracement from this move to this move, we've already pulled back to the 382. We broke down below the 21. We've got a 618 retracement as the first level, 50% retracement is the second level, and 382 really is like, do we reverse here or do we continue to fall off a cliff? So we're below the 21. We've got the 50-day on the 4-hour at 14,484 on a break of 14,650. We break this level, we come back down here. We get down below that, then we look at trading this zone to the downside, demand zone downside. Maybe a little pop, make this a head and shoulders, right? Definitely feeling very heavy on the NQ today, okay? Contrarian, we break 48.75 and we get hit 15.237. I don't know if we're going to do that. So just be careful. All right, next one up is the old Dow piece. All right, looking at the Dow, nice strong move up on the daily Dow move. Okay, so we got to change our stuff around a little bit, right? We bring this down to here. From the high to the low, we broke through the 618, we broke above the 50, we broke above the 200, broke above the 21. Okay, now a healthy pullback. This could be a healthy pullback because we broke the 618. Okay, so let's look at a healthy pullback for the Dow. We go from low to high. Go from low to high, back down to the low. Okay. So healthy retracement, 618 retracement brings the Dow back below the 200. But on our larger time frame, the 50% and the 200's right at the same level. So I'm looking for the Dow to hold at 34.93, or excuse me, 34.933. If we break that, then we retrace this trend right here, right? We retrace that trend, so below the Dow below the 200, we go to 34612, 3431 or 34311. Okay, 50% retracement from this move is very, very possible. Just so that y'all know, the ultimate goal that we're trying to set up here is what we call the Wu-Tang reversal, right? The technical and the correct way for this is this move here. Right? Oh, no, I drew it right. No, I didn't. Hold on. What's up with that? One second. I swear I have it. Elliott wave correction. Right? So this would be, let's line this up here. A to B, right, to the C, possibly. Or are we going Elliott wave extension, which is 1, 2, this would be the 3 move, right? 4, 5. I don't think that fits because of this exaggerated 1 move, right? The 3 has got to be at least twice as long as the 1, basically. So I'm thinking we are starting with this as the move, right? Down, up. I grabbed the wrong tool. My bad. Sorry. Don't kill me. I mean, we could go this way with it. So, the Dow's holding up pretty decent. Looking at it on the 4-hour. All right, we rejected the 200 on the 4-hour. We ate that demand zone that was right there, or supply zone. We're just squeezing between fib level and the 200. We do have the 2150 crossover, which is positive, but I think that a nice healthy fade is in the books. Contrarian, we get above the 200, so above 35,506, then I think we go to our 127, 1414 and up. But to be healthy for this market to continue, we're beginning of the year, pull back, rally, pull back. Okay, looking at it on the 30-minute, just to give you a little hint, right? We're still stacked positive, so we may get that move in the old Dow, right? But if this 618 fails, we're back testing this. If this fails, we're back testing. It's about here, right? Trend line wise, I think the 50% retracements in order. That would be pretty well. So if we pull back, we hit here. We pull back, we hit here. 34.48, 4, 34.484. All right, and then finally, the red-headed stepchild that is known as the Russell. Okay. I don't know why I clicked the daily. Whoa, look at all the lines. Spaghetti. I'll just zoom in a little bit, get rid of all that. Uptrending, we pulled back to 1.5 standard deviations away from the mean. 90% of all transactions occur between this green line and this green line. I can't see it, but we're pretty extended. Our little trend line there, it's been causing some grief. All right, so we rallied up, we hit a tree line, we pulled back, we closed below our trend line, previous trend line resistance, right? We're still negatively stacked. I don't know if I switched this one over yet or not. Yeah. Oh, I have SMA. I'm not. Moving average. Right. MA. 345. Yeah. Okay, I did get it moved over. So we're negatively stacked moving averages. 2150, 200 on the daily, downtrending. Overall trend is to the upside. We came down and we kissed 1.5 standard deviations away from the regression line, which is the 0 line. I don't think we're going to use this guy here. I don't think that's going to be a target anymore. If we were to do some fibs, right, I think we can possibly do a fib now. So high to low, right? We haven't even retested the 382 yet. So with the Russell, maybe an inverse head and shoulders. It's just the Russell's just so tough, right? Up, down, up again. We can easily pull back to 1995, 1975, or even as low as 1958. We just melt down this trend line. The Russell's got a ways to go, so let's not get superly excited about that. I think it'll follow suit with the down day, right? Yeah, this is pretty ugly, right? Pretty ugly. All the negatively stacked. All right. Downside target would be... All right, let's look at it on 4-hour. We rallied up. We got a 2150 crossover, but we smooth rejected off of that tree line. Come on. Thought that these were supposed to be hidden. Uh, 30-minute move has us. We're above the 200, below the 50-21 on the 30-minute. So I like these downside moves. That's a tough one. Which one's the bigger magnet? The green line or the purple line? Well, the green line's a bigger magnet. All right, so if we can overtake the 50, we might move back up here. We reject here. We're going to test the 200 at 19. Just call it 2000, below 2000. Pretty easy move, 1991, 1980. Okay, and then finally gold. Gold on the daily. The dilly-dally daily. Remember, we're still trying to work our way back up to test this overhead trend line, this white line, or this orange line. Where's the orange line coming from? Is that just a line I drew? Just for giggles? Probably. Get rid of that. Don't know what that's doing there. All right, here we go. So when I talk about a rally up and pull back and a rally up, this is what I'm looking for here. Move up, pull back for support, and then trying to close back above the 200, which we closed above the 200 yesterday. So I think we get another continuation move up using previous low as support. Gold might have a move today, right? If it does, it can pull the 50 back above the 200, and we get a nice little rally back up to the mean. And we did test at 1 standard or half a deviation. But the move is trying to retest this this high up here. If we come back, if we bounce back here when we break this level, what the heck, dude? There we go. All right, so if we fall off a cliff, right, and we break this level, then the trend line support has failed, and we could draw a channel here. You know, look at maybe the channel. If that channel fails, whew, gold's going to get ugly. Looking at it on the 30. 2150, 200, swoosh. Trying to hold support. All right. I think we get another melty move up to the upside. Starting to straighten out these moving averages to be bullish, because they were very bearish for a long time. 2150, 200, right? Bearish. Trying to move it around. All right, and finally, crude. I think there's some natural gas inventories today in the afternoon. At 10:30 Eastern, natty gas inventories. Yeah, crude is the only bull sector, and that doesn't look bullish to me. It is on the daily. Just very choppy. Like, we're gonna get a high and then a low. Looks like there's a little micro trend line right here, right? But what does that even mean? We're currently trading 1, 2. Oh, that's a 30-minute. Sorry, let's look at the daily. My bad. All right, we traded 1.5 deviations away from the regression line. A pullback is in order, right? It's going to be needed. So rally up, pullback, rally up, pullback, rally up, pullback, rally up, pullback. So from a supply and a demand zone level, we have what is it? We have a demand zone there. A demand zone here. There's a supply zone. Oh, somewhere up here. What that gnarly candle. Another potential one down here, but I don't know. Let's just worry about this one. Doji indecision. If we were to fib this run right here, what's going on with my stuff, man? Right, we're just fibbing that one move, current trend that we're in. We 618, right? We pulled back to the 618. Potentially could pull back to the 50% retracement, right? That's pretty in line with a decent move. So maybe another down day, and then we have another series of continued up days. Okay. Bonds, they're just kind of consolidating, right? Super choppy, and then the yen is down. Should continue to move down. Okay. All right, that's it for the futes. That's it for everything. Let me get these reset up real quick. Took a little bit longer than I had anticipated, right? Tesla made this little move here yesterday, and it was nasty boys. All right, same deal with Apple, AMD, Google, Nvidia, Tesla, right? S&P, the SPY, QQQ, and then the SPX, right? Look at the SPX move. Right, fell off a cliff, overtook the 200, downtime. Like, we need to pull back. Snowline 45.11, which I think we've already hit pre-market. We have pre-market data on. Betcha that's why. Ooh. We need to make a decision on if we want regular extended hours data on these, because it will affect the moves. Okay. Apple, right? After a big old move, what does Apple need? Pull back to the snow line or a rip up to 180. So Apple is going to be a very key contributor today, one way or the other. I'm looking for pullbacks across the board, right? Everything kind of says it needs one. AMD with their blowout earnings, snow line to snow line, possibly back to this little tree line. Could it come fill this gap? Very easily could. I mean, Google, what do you do when a $3,000 stock goes up 10%? Right? Nvidia 1, 2, 3, woo reversal, rejecting the 200, right? So on Nvidia above 263, we get bullish again. If we reject 260, 252, 245, 234. Tesla rejected the 200 or the 21 EMA on the daily. Let me show you this because this is important, right? Y'all can see what's going on here. This thin line is the 21, the 50, and then the 200. Tesla came down, back up, hit the bottom, started rallying up, rejected the 21 yesterday, and is currently downtrending, right? So if we look at Tesla on the 4-hour, inverted head and shoulders if I've ever seen one, right? Hopefully I'll got to look at that before these dang lines came out. So at lows, we can still drop a little bit lower, right? We can definitely come back to 860, 850. Let's go 860. So we hit 860, and if we break 860, we could potentially move down to 851.83, but below that, right below these two little mogul lines right here. So if we went from white line to white line, then it would invalidate this head and shoulder, inverse head and shoulders, and we'd be looking at a downtrend. So we have negatively stacked moving averages. We rejected the 21 yesterday, and now we're downtrending. I think we get, could be Tesla could do one of these flush at the open rip, or it's going to be a longer term move to the downside. Let's look at it on the 30. So y'all can see what Tesla did. Bigger picture, inverted head and shoulders, definitely looks like it's setting up. I bet you this is possibly about a 50% retrace from this rally here at 618. So possible 50% retrace. Like I said, 860. Yeah, 860 looks like it's the move to the downside. Below 860, we trade back down to this other snow line, right? Yeah, it should be fun. All right, and I think that's it. Let's get into the smart money dark pool block trade algorithm software. All right, what you see in front of you is FlowTrade. It's the flow index. So this is FlowTrade. The purple line is the flow index algorithm they got together. They got all their data sources together, and they track smart money dark pool block trades, hedge funds, institutions, all the transactions. They created their own flow index algorithm that is a predictive indicator, meaning that it is going to forecast what's going to happen with price action. Price follows the flow index. Anytime we have divergence where price is heading in one direction, price is heading down, the flow index is heading up, well, what's going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? Well, where that point of divergence occurs, price is going to retrace to that point of divergence, right? Flow index is still heading up. It's still pulling price action up with it. It's still pulling the Qs up with it. QQQ at dark pool resistance right now at 368.50, 368.50, 75. Dark pool support at 365.81. This, I don't know if you can see it. I'll zoom in on it. See if I can get it up close. There's a white dot right here, right? That's a block trade that came in 2-2 at 16:15. Well, what time is it here? 15:16, right? There's a dark pool level down here that hasn't been touched yet. What are we? Magnet? Yes, it's going to be a magnet down, right? Magnet back down to it. Is that going to cause a little panic and fear? Maybe. But the flow index is made a lower low, hasn't made a higher high yet. Okay, so I think we might start seeing, so this little micro divergence here has played out, right? So price is heading with flow index. All right, that was the freebie. Let's look at SPY. We have bearish divergence indicated by this big red line right here. Okay, these are just 1 day's worth of block trades. I'm going to zoom. Okay, so the flow index is not pinned to a y-axis, so it moves independently of price, just so you're aware of that. So price rallied up, back tested, filled all these dark pool levels. Regular block levels came in. Those are a bunch of buy orders, right? A little bit of a rally into some dark pool levels at 45 or 457.60, 73, 36, right? Those blocks are still there. They came in at the close. Now, if these are sell orders, we back test this regular block at 456. We have this bullish divergence that's occurred about right here, right at 455. So below 456, 455, even further down 453. Now if we zoom back out, right, what is the flow index showing us? Big old double top, right? Big old nasty double top, right? Higher lows. Looks like it failed to make a higher high. Now it's definitely back testing. We have trendline support, so if that holds, right, pretty decent. But I would definitely look for anything for SPY below 453.75. Got one little glimmer of hope here at 451.40, and then we start our down cycle below 450, 446, and then 440 target to the downside. That's what I'm looking for SPY on the downside. Let's see, Tesseract. All right, so Tesla flow index is divergent or bearishly diverged, right? Price is doing one of these. The flow index is doing the opposite, right? So where that divergence has occurred, which is 890 for Tesla, if price breaks below that 890, see this gap that's down here? This gap down to 850. Did I just go over Tesla? What did I say? 850? It's gonna be tough. I like the 860 downsides on Tesla. Right. Yeah, 860s and go $10 in the money. Heck yeah. All right, so there's a divergence on Tesla. I mean, we can look at in the last 5 days for block trades for Tesla. We rallied up to regular and retail block transactions, right? After this move, those are sell orders, right? We're going to take profit while we can. A little bit of support coming in. So that's the Tesseract. Facebook did get clapped. Do you think anybody knew? Do you think they knew? Right? Well, they bought into it here. The flow index. And they started taking profits. I don't know where this wonkadoodle candle comes from. It shouldn't be there. But Facebook is pretty textbook, right? This is a white line, so we've got a regular and oh, by the way, red lines are regular block trades, blue lines are dark pool block trades, and white lines are a good time. Now white lines are when a regular and a dark pool print on top of each other at 328, right? We hit 328, we pulled back, we failed 323, 318. Like those are very round numbers for some block trades. Tesla got clapped, right? Or Facebook got clapped. What are they even trading at right now? 245. So all of this is gone. All right, hold on one second. I gotta go let my dog outside. Just make sure he's okay. The new little puppy. Check, check, check. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look. Facebook's gonna be a weird one. We're gonna have to check that out later. Nvidia, like I said, video with the bearish divergence again at approximately this level here. So Nvidia 240 puts. If the flow index continues to sell, and these are tough. Those could be sell orders, but we have block trade stair stepping down. So below 250 or below 249.46, 245, 244, possibly 240. Contrarian, we get above 252, 257, above 257. Things get pretty woody. I think that's going to be asking an awful lot for this type of a stock that's especially bearishly diverged. Okay. AMD, I don't know if the liquidities or if the implied volatility has been worked out in AMD yet, but this is very bearish divergence, right? So they gapped up and they're taking profits, right? Big gap up, take profits, bounce back, bounce back. AMD below 121. We come back and fill this white line at 116.82. Fill the gap. Where did the divergence occur? Here, right? I mean, that's what I would say. If it breaks this dark pool level, 121.77, it back gap fills. Oh, that's gonna be a good one. I'm gonna load 17 or maybe the 120. I'm gonna load the 120s, 120 puts on Nvidia or AMD, and then finally, what do we got here? Yeah, with Facebook, it's gonna be really tough. The flow index, I don't know what this big buy order is right here. Considering it hit at 290 and Facebook is now chilling at 240, right? Facebook's down here. Like Facebook's down here. It's a big drop. Wait a minute, is that right? Yeah, 250. 250. Jeez, $75 drop in Facebook. I'm so glad I don't trade Facebook very often. All right, there's gonna be blood in the water all over the day. So Snapchat, what's up, Killa? Snapchat is clapped, right? Snap is clapped. Flow index is bearish on it. Like I said, anything that gets clapped, it's hard to see with the flow index. But they knew something, right? They started getting out of their positions on the first, right? This is a pretty big move down with how tight the new flow index is. So Snap, I would give it another. I gotta let it clear out for a day. I'm not trying to dead cat bounce catch anything. Okay. Boeing. Yeah, dude, Boeing. I hate this stock so much. So if Boeing is trading with the flow index, right? Flow index is making higher highs, higher lows. See what happened when it hit this dark pool level at 199? Kind of rejected it. If it starts to pull back there, it can pull price down with it. Price has got some 208, 34, 44, 18 dark pool levels it's got to try to get through. There's a little gap that goes from 210 to 213, right? Boeing or Bank of America? That's Boeing. Isn't it? Isn't Boeing B-O-B-A? Yeah, Boeing. I mean, big old bull flag, right? Held the 50, starting to get its moving averages stacked again. 4-hour top, weekly, monthly mid, daily mid, weekly mid targets. So 209, 210, and then finally the 200 at 222. The flow index is trading with it. It could possibly do that. Depends on how today goes. If they have, usually with news, is when they get their big moves. The range though would be 207 to 202, right? That's the range on Boeing, DraftKings. Flow index is trading with price. There's a head and shoulders there. We got a dark pool at 2179 and a regular block magnet at 2066. 21, 2083, 2066 is that dark pool magnet. It may have came down and it hasn't had a chance to get it yet. Or regular black magnet. So this came out on the 31st at 9:30. Oh, yeah, this hasn't been filled yet. We gapped up over it. So 2066 flow index is definitely pulling price down with it. Head and shoulders as well. Okay. DraftKings, and then finally, what do we have? PayPal. Oh, man, PayPal, what a waste. What a waste, dude. Death by death. There's nothing to help it. There's nothing. There's no Celts, nothing. Flow index, however, is they bought the dip, right? They're making higher highs, higher lows, massive levels, 130, 135, 130, 50, 130, 80, 132, 57 is the level. So the flow index is making higher highs, higher lows. We have a regular block that came in yesterday at 959. It hasn't been filled yet. So there's a regular block magnet at 139.58. I would target that. Just hit the 140s. There's a block trade here just waiting to be filled. Wait, hold on. 2-2 at 959. That's 945. This block came in 15 minutes later, right? So this block came in here. Okay. So what I want you to see is that there's a block right here that has not been filled yet. So at 10 o'clock on the 2nd, this regular block order came in, right? It's a regular block. It's not a dark pool, so it came in real time. Okay, so it's just sitting there waiting, right? So you're trying to catch the old dead cat bounce on it. Yeah. Anyway, 140 targets on PayPal. Flow index is saying bye, bye, bye. Oh, sorry, my bad. And then Clorox. Clorox's earnings. I swear I saw earnings. Clorox has earnings today. Whoever brought that up, watch list. Yeah. So again, earnings consolidation. Divergences have played out. Micro divergences have played out. So trading with price. Price continues, falls off. Divergence played out here. All right, so regular block or dark pool at 168.74, gap down. Regular block at the close yesterday, right, at 166.99. I mean, this is consolidation. It's earnings. I don't want to be like, oh yeah, they have earnings today. So just, you could do, I'd have to look to see what their ATR is, but yeah, just stay in your seat. Wait. All right, Coinbase, and then I'm done. All right, coin is trading with the flow index. So this regular block right here came in at the close, probably a sell order, considering the flow index started heading down after that. There's really nothing providing coin any support. It's got a down cycle from 181 to 171, $10 move there, right? It got above it, it gapped up, pulled up, came back. If it can't get back into its buying cycle from 187 to 192, so it rejects this 187, let's just call it 188, 189. If we can't get above 189, then we have a down move to 180. Okay, just watch the flow index. And then yes, Amazon does have earnings today. This is what the flow index looks like going into Amazon earnings. This is if you're like, oh, does somebody know? Oh, they started getting out of their positions here pretty hard. So they've been trading with price, right? Started to be a little diverge, trading with price. This isn't divergence. This is trading with price. They're both going at the same angle. Amazon had that big pop to 3,100. There's no, like, all of these could be sell orders, right? Sell. You get that artificially inflated liquidity. Anyway, and then support. Hold on. Okay, I'm gotta go. Thanks for joining me. Amazon. Okay, so here's Amazon with the 1 minute. Looking at what they were doing yesterday. Come on. So yesterday, this divergence played out. They started selling right? Net selling, that's just what brought it down. So price gapped up, and they're up here, and they're like, sell, sell, sell. Let's get rid of, let's start dumping positions, right? Let's get out, right? So they're getting out of their positions on the way down. Just trading with price, a little curling down. If it starts making a higher high, higher low, we may get that blowout. There's 3023, 3100. I see inverted head and shoulders on the flow index. I think that Amazon has blowout earnings, because remember, they're reporting Christmas earnings. Okay, so blowout earnings on Amazon. Target goes. I don't know what they're factoring in for an expected move, but $3,100s possibly. Go sympathy plays with Amazon. Look at Shopify, right? Look at Etsy. Right, Etsy's got, I mean, we can trade Etsy. Etsy's got great bullish divergence, right? No block trades in the last 5 days. This is pure price action. This is pure movement. I'm going to trade Etsy to 150. I'm doing 140, 150 on Etsy. Yes, that's it. All right, I'm out. Thanks for joining me. I'll see y'all tomorrow.